say, who are they? They're scientist cults who are based on your psychic ability and on your IQ, and then on your commitment to the program. And so the program starts with, will you go inject black people with syphilis for a greater cause? Or will you do research programs on babies where we tell poor women that, your baby died right when they were born, but really you'll keep the baby alive and sometimes kill them, sometimes harvest them, sometimes do experiments on them. So that's why a lot of nurses have noticed now that the babies disappear at birth. And they tell them, your baby died. That's why the governor said, who's actually an organ harvesting doctor, he goes, we keep the babies alive after they're born and have a discussion. They are getting caught now because we've decompartmentalized.
Wait a minute. I'm confused at what you're saying.
But see how it just never ends.
Yeah. What are you saying about babies? Like, what are they doing with babies?
You saw the governor of Virginia say, we keep babies alive after they're born and kill them, right?
Well, I didn't see that.
We keep them comfortable.
But I am very, very concerned with late-term abortions.
Well, this is post-birth, Joe. So understand,
post-birth.
How much money do you think they get for a 7.5-pound baby they can keep alive for 2 weeks? And mama doesn't know.
So
if they can register the organs and get bidders,
but wait a minute, you're saying
they can make $500,000.
Wait a minute, you're saying that the
baby they kill on the spot only gets $50,000.
But are you saying that they take the baby from the mother and the mother doesn't know that the baby's alive?
Yeah, you know how they engineer tomatoes to last on the shelf?
Yes.
You can pull all this up. California's passed it. Virginia's about to pass it. New York's trying to pass it. California's trying to pass it. 3 other states are trying to pass it to keep babies alive and allow. Notice the governor goes, we don't want, it's a 3-minute clip, pull it up. We don't want the government involved. The doctors and the mother who's drugged up, you didn't say that, are going to decide about the future. And maybe she keep baby alive a week. Maybe she decided to get rid of baby.
Wait a minute. Is this a viable baby? There's nothing wrong with this baby?
Viable? The Senate voted 3 days ago on Monday to not pass a bill for post-birth abortion, to not kill.
Wait. Post-birth?
It says viable babies already born can be killed. If the bioethics board, I bet you 10 million.
Please pull that up, Jamie. We got to figure it out.
Because I know the listeners won't believe me. That's what I'm telling you. Wait till you go crazy.
I'm finding posts about this, but it says that it's been taken out of context.
What is that, Media Matters?
No,
what did he say?
Or Snopes?
Huffington Post says that. Snopes says it's mostly false.
Huffington Post.
Snopes said.
Hey,
why don't you do this, Jamie?
What source?
Jamie, go to the source of the governor. Okay. Go to YouTube and type in Governor of Virginia talks about post-birth abortion and watch the unedited 3-minute video.
How do you call it abortion if it's already been born?
Well, that's what Trump said. He said a month ago when this first broke, he said, and see, the left is so compartmentalized. I'm not saying you're the left, but mainstream media, whatever. We're so censored now. They're making their move right now.
Who's they?
The globalist technocracy, the mad scientists, the guys that want to learn the secrets of the universe, probably already have them. So
what you're saying is a lot of this censorship. Joe,
I will give 1 million. I don't have 10 million. I will give before God and country to Jamie's. I'm not kidding. What do I get? I will give $1 million to your charity of choice. Oh, okay. All right. No, listen to me. This is serious, Jamie. You need to come out for the children. I will give you $1 million if you can prove that I'm making up that the governor said we keep babies alive after they're born, we keep them comfortable. And then it turns out he's an organ harvesting thing, and that's what they're doing. So they keep babies alive. Don't go to Snopes. Go to the governor. Go to the governor of Virginia. And that's why they went ahead and burned him for the blackface, what they were using to blackmail him. They already had that on him.
That's the same guy?
Yeah, same guy. As soon as he said...
Really?
As soon as Trump, and we all covered it, as soon as he tweeted, he said, yes, we're getting rid of babies after they're already born.
You don't want none of that?
No.
You already figured out what George Soros is putting in it, right?
No, I mean, I oversimplified that. The media took that out of context.
I know.
I said they've weaponized marijuana into an hallucinogen category, so it causes more schizophrenia.
I think it does.
I said that 2 years ago in court. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does with certain people.
I've had a lot of friends who are already susceptible.
Yes.
And the weed's so strong that they start thinking that I'm wearing swastika shoes.
No, listen, I agree with you on that. I mean, I think I've simplified
Strong alpha types needed to not have a heart attack.
Well, I don't know if I needed to not have a heart
Remember
attack.
when you wanted me to smoke pot with you in that bathroom shooting a video like as a joke like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And I said it makes me paranoid.
Yeah, that was funny.
Joe, the only time I feel
Remember
fear.
we were wearing fucking George Bush and George Bush senior mask dancing around the Capitol? It was fun times,
Belly
man.
the Beast.
Belly the Beast. And with the song that you wrote, you had that fucking song about it?
Jamie, this isn't a joke. I will give $1 million.
Okay, you don't have to give any money, but I believe you. I just want listen.
No, but I have skin in the game. I can pull it up on my phone.
I believe you. I mean, he's going to find it. We'll listen to it. You don't have to. We're listening to you.
And then he uses these arguments. He goes, well, sometimes the baby is deformed. No, they want the organs. And
So
you,
who
you
gets
saw
the
the Planned Parenthood videos out of Texas and California 2 years ago that Project Veritas and others got, where they're saying, I'm getting a yellow Ferrari. Man, I'm making hundreds of thousands off each baby week. With partial birth, they keep the baby alive. They take it in the back. And then they have a van pull up that takes it to a Chinese government-run facility in the U.S., and they got the sucker.
Let's listen to
this.
this.
The video where he
There it
says
is.
it?
Yeah.
After birth abort. Is this it, Jamie?
I hope.
Is this
I
it,
don't know.
Alex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Committee hearing yesterday when Fairfax County Delegate Kathy Tran made her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure and explain her answer?
Yeah, and I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I will tell you first thing I would say, this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved.
Jamie, I didn't mean to interrupt. Start over. Back it up 10 seconds. Notice he's usurping law. And their whole plan is bioethics. I'll explain in a minute.
But let's let him
sorry, go
talk.
ahead.
It's only 2 minutes.
Mothers and fathers that are involved. There are, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So I think this was really blown out of proportion. But again, we want the government not to be involved in these types of decisions. We want the decision to be made by the mothers and their providers. And this is why, Julie, that legislators, most of whom are men, by the way, shouldn't be telling a woman what she should and shouldn't be doing with her body.
And do you think multiple physicians should have to weigh in as is currently required? She's trying to lift that requirement.
Well, I think it's always good to get a second opinion and for at least two providers to be involved in that decision, because these decisions shouldn't be taken lightly. And so, I would certainly support more than one provider.
All right, let's go back to the phone.
Wow, that's a weird thing that she just kind of let him say.
Would you like to the rest of the story? Because Jamie pulled it up.
But hold on a second. What's weird is that they were talking about resuscitating the baby, that they would keep the baby alive, then a decision would be made. Isn't that's like euthanasia? Like you can't even do that to your Grammy.
That's why you're so smart, John. I'm not kissing your ass.
But you can't do that to your Grammy, right? Your Grammy's like 80 years old. You can't just kill her.
Well, remember Newsweek? Remember the Newsweek cover, the case for killing Granny? They say that, so let me explain. Now you've got it. Did you hear that legalese? Turns out, when I saw that clip a month ago, because they had them doing debate about the bill.
Right.
And they said, yeah, we'll kill babies after they're born. And they're debating, well, how far along? Well, whatever the doctors say. But it's jurisprudence. There's law. You can't do that. So this is saying, oh, the government not involved. This is the medical system usurping. If they can kill a baby after it's born, because sometimes they deformed. See, sometimes they deformed. Here's the key. Notice he said, we resuscitate. They don't consider you alive till the bioethics board says that you're a viable human. And under the bioethics in Europe and under the UN now, which is all Nazi. By the way, the EU was set up by the Nazis. Volkswagen, I'm not against Volkswagen itself, but that was literally drawn, the first Volkswagen by Hitler. Audi, the Olympic symbol. I mean, Hitler was a really bad dude, but he literally, so much of our world's governed by him. NASA, everything. They had a system where they first killed babies they thought were deformed. That was 1934. And the final solution happened like 6-7 years later. And so he's saying, because they've got a big problem. They've got undercover videos. They're keeping babies alive. You want to pull those up? I'm not BSing. There's dozens. So they've got to start getting it going now with governor physicians and people to go, because the nurses are freaking out. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, we're keeping babies alive, and they get put in a van and drive away. What's going on? They're like, well, we didn't keep them comfortable. So the baby's worth $500,000.
Who's paying that?
In the chain of delivery, just on time delivery. I mean, each organ's worth a lot of money. And so, but if you kill them right on the spot, they're like, why are we wasting this 7 pounds of meat? So see, if they can keep them alive, and now they've built these new wings. They've built new wings. I can pull up. They have wings where they go, oh, we consider the baby dead. The mother decided it didn't live. If she decides we resuscitate and it lives, but it didn't resuscitate, its flesh, it's a legalese, it's passed into a special ward with doctors that make a few million a year, and the little flesh ball is kept alive and comfortable until all the orders come in, the planes land, and they take the organs, then they take the blood, and they take the skin, Joe. You see how it works? Now
Dude,
you know
you're freaking
why.
me out with this voice.
No, but see, it's a Southern loving voice.
Oh.
You see, my dad knew organ harvesters in Dallas, and he said, don't sign your organ donor card. They've got corrupt hospitals where if you're totally viable, they take your organs.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
then I said, Dad, you're crazy, but I didn't sign the organ donor card. And then my dad owned a hospital, too, in Dallas. Then when I was a decade later at my grandparents' house before my grandpa died, watching 60 Minutes, and it was Dallas, Texas, and Chicago caught killing people that were viable to take their organs tonight, the 60 Minutes expose. And it was the freaking hospital my dad told me about.
Jesus Christ.
So, Joe, that's what I'm telling you is, were you at the kitchen table when you were 8 hearing about cyborgs? See,
No.
that's why I know about this. My dad never got fully into it. He decided to get out of it. And he decided to get out of it. He decided,
You're legitimately freaking me the fuck out.
Joe, I will let you.
You know, the problem is some of it makes sense because people figure out a way to rationalize a lot of things. And if you see a guy who's mangled in a car accident, but he's still alive, and you know you could
his
sell the
back's
organs.
broken. He could save 5 lives.
Yeah.
Make him comfortable.
Yeah. I mean,
Joe,
but the thing is, how many people would have to be involved for that to be real?
Joe, I can show you, let's not exaggerate, 15 videos of Planned Parenthood workers laughing, saying, I made $1 million last year. It's incredible. If we can just keep them alive longer, we'll get 10 times the money. We're only getting $50,000 per baby because we got to kill them before they leave the building. The mother doesn't know. They talk her into it. Oh, ma'am, you're 3 months pregnant. Oh, the baby might have a problem, might have a heart murmur. Oh, the ultrasound. Oh, yeah. And then they get you understand, you're going to get this is the truth.
Yeah.
They then keep it alive, but only a few hours. And they got to get planes coming in and vans, and they don't get the full price because they can't put it on the auctions. They've got digital corporate auctions. Look this up for organs.